Hi there, YouTube. So this is my writing from the last couple of days. How to become happy. Step 1. Stop searching. Step 2. Be happy. Step 3. Do your best work. Meditation. As I sit back and take the first breath, my chest starts to open to what I have left. There is the motion in your words. Close the door. Forget about the curds. Focus on what you've heard. Just remember, you're the one with the bird. Oh, I already recorded that, but oh well. In the experience of life, I have learned that not all people are created equal. Some people are born different or have different genes or things that happen to them in the birthing process that make them different in reality. Life is not as simple as people think. It's not black and white, cut and dry. Life is a long process of self-discovery and fostering harmonious relationships. When I was growing up, I was watching the world around me form and take shape. I started to see and hear all the things they say. As I watched and waited for the end of the day, I saw and I played all throughout the way. Finding myself right here to say, look into your heart and you'll find the way. One of my biggest questions in life is addiction. I never understood why people would waste their life chasing after a high. I always felt like taking that perspective was a little harsh. In my experience, I learned that when people are addicted, they are sick. They have a desire in them to chase after a feeling. But also, it's not that simple. The experience of stress makes the body feel uncomfortable and causes tension in the body. The tension in the body can make you do and say things out of character. 9/5/24. I think doing nothing is beneficial. When we sit and observe the body and the mind, we see how one becomes with the divine. It's about self-exploration, opening oneself to see more in their life. We can close our ears to reality, or we can open them in reality and pay attention. Really, by moving with the heart, we find out how it all starts, which is with you. That's why I feel so blue, peeking back and looking at my shoe. From all the ways I learned to discover, I'm just thinking people are unheard of. It's about admitting your fault and seeing when you're wrong, and then changing and making a correction. Then your life starts to feel like heaven. Remember to follow instructions. Then you'll find all the loving. It's about self-discipline and not letting yourself down again. But don't set yourself up for failure. Make small, achievable goals. 9/6/25. Human beings are systematically prone to confirmation bias. It's when we seek out information that confirms pre-existing beliefs. We overcome this by using argumentative reasoning. Debating is a process of formal discourse, discussion, and oral addresses on a public topic. Reasoning is generally a way to improve knowledge and make better decisions, although humans are prone to epistemic distortion. In its simplest form, is the warping of knowledge away from objective reality. It's when we use a narrative to create doubts and uncertainty, favoring one agenda over another, and divert the path of sustainability. I wrote that one. Then I saw I could have Google refine it, and I wanted it to be more formal. It's when we use a narrative to create doubts and uncertainty, favor one agenda over another, and divert the path of sustainability. Human beings are systematically prone to confirmation bias, a tendency to seek out information that affirms pre-existing beliefs. This cognitive inclination can be mitigated through the application of argumentative reasoning. Debating, in this context, serves as a process of formal discourse, discussion, and oral addresses on a public topic. Reasoning generally functions as a mechanism for enhancing knowledge and facilitating improved decision-making. Despite these methods, humans are susceptible to epistemic distortion, which in its simplest form represents the deviation of knowledge from objective reality. This distortion occurs when a narrative is employed to engender doubt and uncertainty, to prioritize one agenda over another, and to deviate from the trajectory of sustainability. Then I saw an elaborate button. The insidious nature of certain narratives lies in their ability to manipulate perception, fostering skepticism and indecisiveness while subtly promoting specific viewpoints and diverting efforts from crucial objectives like sustainability. A fundamental aspect of human cognition, confirmation bias, renders individuals predisposed to favoring information that corroborates their existing beliefs. This inherent cognitive inclination, however, can be counteracted through rigorous application of argumentative reasoning. In this context, debating emerges as a vital process of formal discourse, engaging participants in structured discussions and oral presentation on matters of public significance. At its core, reasoning serves as a powerful mechanism for expanding knowledge and refining decision-making processes. Despite the safeguard offered by such methodological approaches, humans remain vulnerable to epistemic distortion. This phenomenon, in its most straightforward interpretation, signifies a divergence of knowledge from objective reality. Such distortions is particularly evident when a narrative is strategically deployed to cultivate doubt and uncertainty, to elevate one agenda above others, and to steer public and private endeavors away from sustainable trajectory. Isn't that cool? Not the manipulation of information, but the design of Google Docs. In short, we collaborate for mutual benefit. 9.7.25. Self-control is the highest reward in life. The more we use our energy to change what we believe, to seek out information that challenges our worldview, the better we become. If you have humility and realize most of our beliefs are formed from a state of ignorance, we think we know when in reality we can never be sure if what we believe is true or not. Beliefs change just like opinions. My dad says hold to your convictions and follow those. When we hold faithfulness and sincerity as the first principle, we see how to be helpful to others. God is really the only one who can help us see clearly. Life is about seeking out a higher power and making it a part of you. Humans are pattern recognition machines. We see patterns in everything. This is called apophenia, a tendency to perceive meaningful connections between unrelated things. We construct and evaluate arguments. The ability to reason helps to make our beliefs about the world more accurate and reliable, making our decisions more likely to satisfy goals. Print out a calendar and use the calendar to track actions or plan an itinerary. An itinerary is a way. Buddhism teaches the Four Noble Truths. Siddhartha Gautama is commonly referred to as the Buddha, the awakened one. Buddhism teaches the Four Noble Truths. Dukkha, suffering, unsatisfactory, stress, uneasiness. Nothing is forever, and this is painful. Dukkha, or suffering, is an innate character of transient existence. Samadhiya, origin, arising, combination, or cause. Together with the transient world and its pain, there is also thirst, desire, longing, craving, for, and attachment to the unsatisfactory transient existence. Nirodha, the sensation ending confinement. The attachment to this transient world and its pain can be severed or contained by the confinement or letting go of craving. Marga, road, path, way. The Noble Eightfold Path is the path leading to the confinement of this desire and attachment, and the release from dukkha. We are a transmission machine using sensory experience to inform our system about action. Tribalism's danger is in a polarization in an us versus them ideation, such as liberalism versus conservatism, Protestant versus Catholic, vegetarian versus non-vegetarian. This is how the differences are perceived. Our differences don't stop us from being friendly to one another. As polarization increases, common ground decreases. Realizing life is suffering helps us find common ground. You don't know the pain someone else has unless you've been there. We were adapted for survival in groups. Once we share attention, we can share knowledge about what we are attending to. We are hardwired for shared goals and intentions. And I learned that from a critical thinking course that I bought on Udemy. So, in reality, it's all about trying to improve your knowledge basis, the structure to what you view about life and how you see it. But in reality, there's not really a structure to life. Or is there? What is a building? A house.